Let's welcome back in the Powerhouse panel. Joining Allison and I from Project 21, a National Advisory Board member and radio host. Christopher Arps is with us, and former Deputy Press Secretary under President Trump and Newsmax contributor Hogan Gidley. Panel, great to have you on. I want to play a portion, the closing portion of this montage that we saw yesterday during President Zelensky's address. Take a look. Incredibly graphic, incredibly difficult to see some of those images. Hogan, I just wanted to get your reaction to that, because as we were watching it yesterday, you know, it began as almost a tourism video for Ukraine. It showed the beauty of cities like Mariupol, Odessa, Kyiv, you know, when there's not a war happening. And then it showed the reality of what Vladimir Putin is doing. And then at the end, we knew it was going to come. There was a call to action with that classical Eastern European string music playing the whole time. And that call to action was close the skies over Ukraine. What did you make of that?
Well, your previous guest hit on something there, that the emotionality of this video, I believe, was very important. It was very impactful for the people in the room, for the people watching around the world. It's pretty clear now that the leader of Ukraine has the world's ear. He is a symbol of strength and of courage and of leadership at this point. He used that venue very well to try and ask for certain things. He obviously wants MiGs. He obviously wants the S-300s. He wants the missile defense systems. He also called on businesses to continue to pull out of Russia, not to do business with Russia. But he also asked for a no-fly zone, something the administration has shown no desire to do, something that both Republicans and Democrats in Congress have shown no desire to do. The American people aren't behind that either, as that would put us into a full-scale war. Right now, it just seems as though what Ukraine wants, if not protection from NATO countries, which it doesn't seem like they're going to get, they want the missiles, they want the weaponry to defend themselves. We put that ball into motion before we left at the Trump administration. Joe Biden started slow walking that at the outset of his administration. Ukraine would be much more well-armed right now had it not been for Joe Biden. And everything he's doing is not driving world events. It's reacting to them, and that's one of the big problems.
Allison, do you agree? Do you think that it's a double-edged sword, because we know this has to end in Ukraine one way or another? This can't escalate to NATO countries. It can't go beyond the borders of Ukraine. So I think my thought was, when you see members of the House and Senate, again, it was a packed House in the Congressional Theater there yesterday, they're all standing up clapping. I think they're applauding for the cause, for the people of Ukraine, not for the no-fly zone.
Yeah, I agree, because as Hogan said, not a lot of Republicans or Democrats want that no-fly zone. The thing, though, that stands is the MiGs, because, you know, we've talked to many folks, including the members of the Ukrainian parliament, and they want those planes. They don't want our troops on the ground. They don't want us to be flying them. They'll fly them themselves. They just said, just give us what we can to defend ourselves. Yeah. But, you know, again, that no-fly zone again. But although Zelensky even said, you know, we're probably in World War III right now. But again, it's just, as Hogan mentioned,
he has to say that, though,
yes,
right?
We are so far behind, and we also have China, we have Iran. They're watching us, and they're threatening us. So what is it that we do? I say we just give them what they need, but that no-fly zone, that's a tough one.
Chris, President Biden was asked about those MiG-29s yesterday, and I thought for a moment that he was pretty presidential with his not saying anything about the future of those MiGs. Take a listen.
Mr. President, what will it take for you to send the Polish MiGs that President Zelensky is asking for?
I'm not going to comment on that right now. I'm not going to comment anything other than what I told you to say. Thank you.
Okay, so he said he's not going to comment on that. I thought that was a lucid moment for our commander-in-chief. You want to know why? For the first time in the last 22 days, we're not telling Vladimir Putin what we're going to do. Could that be part of the new calculus? Maybe we get those MiGs to the Ukrainians and we do it in a covert way.
I think that's what's going to end up happening. I mean, we've seen time and time again, domestically and internationally here, that the president is leading from behind instead of taking charge. And so that's my answer, Rob.
Yeah, Hogan, you agree?
It's a problem because, you know, typically we're the 800-pound gorilla. We're the leader around the world, showing people what needs to be done and what needs to happen. In this particular situation, we obviously are not. And countries are looking to us, and we're looking to other countries because we don't have good leadership. In fact, You saw all those members of Congress stand up, both on the right and the left, the House and the Senate, in full agreement. I think they were so shocked to see someone actually be a leader. They couldn't help but stand up. You didn't see that, obviously, in the State of the Union address when people were obviously always divided, but in this particular instance, extremely divided, because our leadership is void at this point. And Joe Biden continues to react. He's not driving the narrative. He doesn't really know what to do at this point. Everything he's prescribed has been wrong. He's someone who's had this position of power and influence for almost 50 years, half of a century at this point. He really has nothing to show for it. His decisions are always wrong, and it's impacting the American people, and that's why he's so unpopular.
Yeah, good points. Panel, good stuff. We'll pick this back up.